Hello, and welcome to the Orchard of the Macabre, our final stop on this Tempest journey, which I think it's fair to say has been somewhat hampered by the appearance of the Illithid invasion. Now, looking up at these lead and grey skies, we will notice there's no red in there anymore, so the invasion has come to an end, which is going to allow us, for the first time in Epic, to have a go on Reaper mode and pit ourselves against the difficulty level that we probably would have done more often than not had things been more normal. Let's take a moment, as we generally do at the end of these lives, just to sum up. I think, had all things been equal, this would have been fine strength-wise, especially as for the first time, as I mentioned in a couple of previous episodes, we went to the trouble of putting together a nice 5-piece Saltmarsh set, giving a nice little bonus there. I mean, the items themselves are very decent anyway. It's not like I've thrown any of them in just for the set bonus. So for any future melee life, and there are what is there? There's barbarian, there's fighter. There could be paladin and bear druid as well. Although those two he doesn't need for completionist, but it might be nice to feature them on the channel because we haven't done those before. So there could be up to 4. There's rogue as well. That's going to be a melee. So plenty of use those things are going to get. So I can't encourage you enough, if you haven't already, to have a look at your Saltmarsh level 3 gear, if you've got some lying around, and have a look at the potential. It's dead easy to upgrade, just with a bit of that salt meadow hay that you get all the time for completing Saltmarsh quests anyway, or just lying around in the wilderness chests, I think, as well. 50 of those gets you one of these really nice items, and look at this. Accuracy, insightful accuracy, armor piercing, just really, really good stuff. And all of them have 2 slots as well to use. So definitely worth a look for your early epic gear. As we've done here, a 3-piece Sharn set combined with 5 pieces of Saltmarsh, and maybe a piece or 2 from like this one here from the Borderlands, and you'll be laughing. So definitely go and give it a look. Now get back to the build, because I've said nothing about the build, have I? Okay, so 2-weapon fighting. I'd never done that before until this life. The Tempest Ranger is the ideal one to do it, because you get all the 2-weapon fighting feats granted for free, except for the perfect one, which you have to take in epic. But all the where are we? All these just come for free with levels of Ranger. So that saved us umpteen feat selections otherwise. And I think overall it's been great. A lot of fun, something a bit different. Unlike previous purple lives, where we've sort of been transformed in epic by, or at least helped to a big degree by what's come along on the epic side, this time for whatever reason I chose to stick mainly with the good stuff from the Tempest tree. So I've been making real use of the haste boost, elaborate parry, growing storm, dance of death for my AoE, plus the feats that we took on our way up. So whirlwind was always in use, spring attack, the dex trance from the horizon walker. So a lot of it was already in place. I think I said at the time, as we were struggling our way up to 12, and then we passed 12 and suddenly got some of this good stuff, and things seemed to just fall into place, and we started wrecking stuff instead of being wrecked, and that felt really good. From mid to late heroic, until now. The build has felt very good, very survivable, and I suppose maybe in the absence of any compelling alternatives, I turned to more to the survivability side. In the feat selection, epic damage reduction, Deific warding, we've got this excellent consecration to boost our healing and a bit of extra damage. So yeah, towards the back end of the epic time, we went more into survivability, and you can see here we've ended up with a half decent, considering we're wearing light armour and heroic light armour at that. We've ended up with a half decent PRR there for light armour. Not too bad at all. So, and saves as well, the reflex save, because everything is using dex. That's not terrible for late epic. Not amazing by any stretch of the imagination, but certainly not terrible. What else did I... Oh, spring attack. Let's not ignore that for getting into and out of difficult situations. Any kind of wings is always nice to have, I think, and I do miss it when we've done a build with the wings and then we go into one without. I always seem to be fishing for that middle mouse button where I put them. I just took the opportunity on reaching 29 to sneak a Morning Lord's scimitar from Ravenloft through a Ruby of Acid in there, just to bring us up to the cap. So as discussed in a previous episode, I swapped out the non-sentient drow scimitar of the Weapon Master for this level 29 thing. I suppose I could have put two like that in there, but let's not. I think we're okay anyway. I was wondering why suddenly we had a black one and a white one. Look, there's quite a contrast now, whereas there were two black blades before. But those, on that subject, those drow scimitars, and indeed any drow weaponry, excellent for epic leveling because of the expanded crit profile. So if you do manage to lay your hands on some running the House of Rusted Blades in Shindelin, you could either sell that, depending on which one you've got, for a decent amount of shards, I bet, on the auction house, or you could hang on to it if you plan to do one of those builds yourself. I have a drow maul of the Weapon Master somewhere, which we could perhaps use for an iconic fighter life. It would have to be iconic because we would want the, what's it called, the religion that benefits them all. Is it follower of Sylvanus, I think it is, and you have to be a purple dragon, I think, to do that. So that might be an interesting one to look into in the future, especially as we haven't done an iconic yet in Purple's series. What else was I going to mention? Yeah, the play style in general is fast and engaging, and because of he doesn't like to be for too long in the middle of the melee, but if he is having to be in there, with the two heals we've got now, we do stand a fighting chance. As seen in the previous episode with the psionics, when the damage came too much, we always have the spring attack to give us a fighting chance of running away and living to fight another day as well. I think that's about it for the preamble. So, to recap something I said in a previous episode, to avoid all the pain and the struggle up to 12, I think if you were planning yourselves to have a go at this Tempest, never having done so before, I would recommend, if you have it, trying with the Aasimar Scourge, the iconic. That starts first level ranger, so you wouldn't have to mess about using a heart or anything like that to take away the first level, and it would come with enough levels already that you would have easily gone over the difficult formative stage where you've got no healing and all that kind of stuff, and you would be moving into the ass kicking stage, if you want to call it that, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I suppose the only downside to that, if you take the pain initially of going through that early stage, which I totally could and should have eased by using, well, either running in a group and or using a hireling, I would definitely recommend those as well for leveling a level 1 plus Tempest. So that I could have made it a lot less ugly for myself than was ultimately the case, but having gone through that, the payoff on the other side was just so much the sweeter. We didn't need to craft ourselves the nicer weapons, at 12 and 15, but they were great and they both did a super job. The blue shine scimitars from the Canith crafting at 12, and then the what do you call them, Siranian Shan weaponry at 15. Really, really good stuff. I did learn a thing or two about the melee weapons and the materials and how you can go about things not to have to swap things around all the time. The blue shine were nice, unbreakable against ooze and rust, so not to have to bother. And then the Siranian ones had adamantine bypass on, didn't they? So that was nice too. Ultimately, going into the epic, as we chose Divine Crusader as the main tree, we ended up with this all weapons are immune to durability damage. So that was lovely as well, just going into any kind of thing and not even bothering to pay attention to what level of damage there was, to repair or anything. I think we had a reasonably good balance, as we had the prowess set, didn't we, in filigree in one of the weapons from a very early epics. So we were making extensive use of haste boost. So the legendary dreadnought tallied quite nicely with that. Some extra action boost, some nice things in the cores here, extra attack and damage, PRR, hit points and melee power as well in the cores. Double strike, more double strike in here somewhere. Where is it? There. A nice balance of attack and defense in the Crusader tree. Some fortification, PRR, MRR, attack and damage. I just kind of rounded the things out. I took some more saves, more fort, more PRR and MRR with the last few points, as we're not going to be going tier 5 in anything. We're going to be TRing. And then the Sentinel for the excellent renewal and the convenience of the divine energy resistance. So I think we did okay there. I think I was mentioning about not adding anything new in Epic. We could have tried the Fury, which I think many people probably would. I think there's more double strike in there, and there's the big adrenaline thing, but I've heard bad things about that not triggering too often, and that would have been extra things on top of the ones I'd got used to in Heroic. So I made the decision this time to stick mostly with what had served as well in Heroic, and I don't think I was too disappointed. So today on the menu, we've got the Inferno in the Orchard, Inferno of the Damned. For the first time, as I mentioned in Epic, we're going to try on Reaper. I think we've no sound, so I'll just boost that up a bit. Right. The one thing I do need to bear in mind here is suddenly our healing is nerfed, and I think that's going to come as quite a shock, because all the way through Epic I've had very decent healing, and now suddenly I think it's going to be
A hoarse voice drifts through the halls.
very much
Seek the flame guardians.
struggling.
Defeat them all.
That said,
Then I shall
it's
appear.
only when we're in combat and we don't have to worry at all about the prospect of
This
where am I
corridor has
going?
collapsed into rubble. You'll have to find
About the
another way
prospect
around.
of a
The flagstones
psionic
echo
coming
beneath
up.
your feet, as if there were another chamber below.
Have I even gone the right way? Just a minute. I've been waffling away. I'm not even sure I've gone the right way. No, have I, heck? You've got to go west out of here. Flipping heck. Sorry about that. So yes, it's like a sort of a clock face, this thing, and you go anti-clockwise down to the middle to start with. And I was making a complete pig's ear of that. Nothing new there then, is there? I panicked a bit there. I think I saw one of their health bars and assumed it was mine halfway down.
This portal glows with an infernal heat.
Come on, let us through.
Sheets of flame
Nice.
engulf the walls of the Inferno of the damned.
If you didn't know, for the Inferno, you need a means of creating a fire, like a fireball, and a means of an ice AoE, in this case ice storm. Just keep topping up in between fights, don't fall down there. I'm being a bit stingy with the haste boosts. Come on. Because I'm sure of the way, but I'm not sure exactly where the shrines are in this one. I think we'll have a boost here. Oh yes, we will have a boost here. I'll have everything here, I think. What was that just hit? Oh, exhaustion or something. Will you give up casting that thing on us? Okay, nice job. Get rid of the exhaustion. And now we light our first torches.
To ignite the Guardian.
So, fireball.
Voice rasps. A flame flares to life, bringing the Guardian with it.
Using the mark from the horizon tree to remove some of the fortification, especially on these 100% fortification opponents like elementals. That's quite handy to have. Still being stingy with the haste boost.
Go to the Inferno
Okay.
and find this Guardian's remains, says the voice.
So we've gone to the middle at the bottom, and now we're going back the way we've come. Back to the top. Okay. It's very easy to get split up as a party if one of you breaks a portal like that and the other one is still left on the other side. Try and make sure you're all next to the portal when you break it. So everybody goes through
Four
together.
torches are embedded in the seething lava.
Oh, no dungeon alert, please, no. Guess if we don't want dungeon alert, we should deal with some of the opponents, eh?
Fire the torches and confront the Guardian.
Okay, fire the torches. I guess we will fire the torches. Now then, I came back. Yes, I remember. It's been a while since I've done this one. Nope.
As the torch flames rise, so too does the flame's guardian.
The crusade thing gives me a bit more damage as well while I'm in it. So that's another good reason for triggering it often. I really should have put the haste boost there, I'm just being a stingy beggar.
Even in death, this guardian
Okay.
endures. Seek him out.
Right, so back down to the portal, and we are going to get the other side of those torches now. I think this could be a haste boost.
Darken the torches and summon the guardian.
Okay, darken the torches. So now ice storm.
As the last torch goes out, the
If you
undead
target the
flame
middle
guardian
around the four, you can hit all four with one use of whatever spell you're using. On Elite, triggering the two heals together, my renewal and
3 more must fall.
the consecration thing was a bit overkill. On Reaper it's helping to keep our health up. So now back again through the portal with my obligatory visit down through the traps. Thankfully our evasion's keeping us out of a bit of trouble there. Now we're going round clockwise, lighting torches and stuff. That one, do we want that one? Yes we do.
This hallway is unobstructed here in the Inferno.
Was that a Reaper I just heard? I think it might have been.
4 torches
Was it?
are arranged around the base of this
Oh,
shadow
crud.
chamber.
I think there is a Reaper up there somewhere. Right.
This wall is curiously devoid of flame.
Come on.
The torches
So
call
set
out
fire.
for flame, says the mysterious. The guardian roars to life, summoned by the torches.
We're not doing mega damage, are we? Perhaps I didn't pick a very good quest, because a lot of this stuff, Undead and Elemental, has 100% fortification and we're a crit build. So I've not picked the best quest to show off our abilities as a Tempest.
Has gone out, says the voice. But it has
So now we need to go in here again, get to the other side, extinguish, yes, I am on its case.
As the torches darken, a strange chill fills the room. The undead flame guardian has returned.
Okay, we are actually supposed to be pretty decent 1 versus 1 on this build, but against heavily fortified opponents, even with the fort bypass we have, we're struggling to crit, and I think that's slowing us down somewhat. As is me being stingy with the haste boost, of course. Okay, so just one
When the torch is
fire
burned,
here, I think.
the guardian will appear.
Ooh,
Final torch bursts into
we're
flame.
taking so right haste boost here. Let's get rid of this thing. I think it's hurting us pretty badly. That sparked some life into the proceedings, didn't it? We were rambling on quite nicely until that point. Oh, I've forgotten as well, I can use the Reaper Strike. I'd all but neglected it leading up to this point because I could never use it
Out the
in
undead
Elite.
guardian in the Inferno, says the voice.
That we have to leave, and we have to go south here, don't we now?
The western exit from this chamber has
Right, you
collapsed
lot are
into
having
rubble.
some haste boost then. That's more like the potential the build has. Very nice. Oops. Okay. Oh my word, can we do another haste boost? I'm not sure we can. This could be a bad situation. Getting knocked around by that. Can't see what the hell I'm doing. Can we get the crusade back on? Yeah. Maybe just in time. Another haste boost. Go. Okay, happy days. Now we were struggling a bit there, weren't we? So we're going back for the torches
When
here.
the torches are dark, the guardian will arise. The torch winks out, and an undead
I
cinder
think
scroll
this fella
appears.
can have a haste boost as well. It's going pretty well. But as well as having is both crit resistant and damage resistant to what we're doing, unfortunately.
Defeat one more to
Okay.
complete the ritual.
So all we do now is go back into the middle,
Four large braziers
shut
are
off the
arranged around
last
the edge
of
this
the
massive
torches.
central
Oh,
chamber.
go on then, let's keep the dungeon alert down, eh?
The torches still burn, the voice says. The fourth undead guardian appears before you.
Nice one. Okay,
I await you there.
so the boss is waiting for us here. I must
Since
remember to
Peter's
use the
an
double
answer to
strike thing as
yourself,
well.
I cannot help you. The Cinder Spawn says.
I'll hit the haste booster. So, oh, next levels. Our death ward ran out. That's not good. Get the haste boost on. Come on, we're halfway there. No more boost. But we do still have our heals. I think we might just get him. It's not been particularly dominant, has it? But I think we're going to get there. Unless he's got something nasty up his sleeve when he gets to low health. I think we've got this.
The Cinder Spawn falls
Nice,
without making any
nice.
mention of the Black Abbot. Perhaps
So we
someone else
made
controlled the
pretty
creature.
heavy work of it. But I think it's fair to say as well that quest definitely didn't favour our setup. Still, it's the one and only Reaper completion we had during our epic time, so I will happily take that. Perhaps not as edge of seat ending as some of the What Goes Up ones that we've done in the past, but in fairness, the What Goes Up was done a couple of levels ago on Elite, so I had to think of something a bit different to show this time around. I don't think that went too badly. So it remains for me to thank you all very much for following along. Perhaps not quite as riveting an end as some of them we've done, but nevertheless it's been entertaining. It's been an education for me, an insight into the world of the two-weapon fighting, and as a melee novice, I think we've done pretty well. I don't think we've done too badly. Certainly since turning the corner at 12, we very rarely got hammered anymore by anything, so that was a positive. Looking forward, I'll be doing. I intersperse these. I suppose we can call them Journey to Completionist or Journey of Discovery lives, with a life each time of his nominal end build, which is the sort of tanky warlock. So I'll be doing that next, which you obviously won't see. And after that, I think we're slated to do the Alchemist, which should be a lot of fun. It's a long time ago I did 3 Alchemist lives on my main character, and that has just about everything you could want. The evasion and all the buffs. I mean, the problem with the buffs is they're very selfish, aren't they? They're probably the best buffs in the game. He has everything you could want, and more so than most characters do. I think he even has 30 DR, doesn't he, on like some kind of gold skin, is it, or something? But none of it is givable to anybody else, which I suppose makes sense, because if you could hand all that stuff out, the bards would be history, wouldn't they? Yeah. Right, I've waffled on for far too long already. Thank you very much as always for looking, and I will see you next time. Take care.